Back with a vengeance.
Tag team back again.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
Bioshock. We shock and they bio.
Exactly. I actually wanted to say, if you're looking for a Let's Play that's going to listen to all of the audio logs and respond to them, this is not the one. Me and Chris will probably be talking over most of them. I will try to pick up all of them and play them, but us responding to them is probably not going to be the major aspect of this playthrough. And also the lore of the game, I figure we'll probably get more into that towards the end of it, when it actually starts to go into how the atom is made and all that stuff.
And I don't know what any of that means because I'm not familiar with this game.
Exactly. So pretty much it's just going to be probably more of us talking over. If something interesting happens, I figure if Chris is interested in it, he'll probably bring it up. But yeah, because there's lore about where the atom and all that stuff does come from, but it's not really. It's
trying to evolve today.
Yeah, exactly.
So the vibe I got is this guy, this crazy mad scientist, wanted to create a libertarian paradise under the sea.
Yeah,
and so that turned into human experimentation.
Yeah, pretty much. It turned into limitless because they are able to, as you see, little girls are the main subjects of, because they use little girls as the people of the main, like, experiments to make the atom. And then they use the big daddies, who are unfortunate souls that have been turned into these big beastly fucks that they use to protect them.
And it looks like at some point their experimentations went buck wild and spread to all these people.
Exactly. Well,
I'm assuming it's a drug.
Exactly. These people that are attacking me, they're pretty much a bunch of meth heads.
Okay.
A bunch of crazed, drugged out people who have unfortunately kind of lost their sanity. So yeah, so they kind of attack me at will because, well, they're being told to, for one, I think is what it is. But yeah,
they're all crazy. They all started doing this drug, this human evolution. They made them all go crazy. Yeah, exactly. I got that vibe.
Okay.
Again, him being here is still weird.
Yeah, that'll make more sense towards the end of the game.
I believe it.
Yep.
That's why I'm not asking you to go deep into lore, because I feel like it'll just lead to spoilers. So far, the combat looks fun. The world building looks cool.
Yep.
The stylistic choice is rad. Like, they took a lot of leaps of faith in the design of this game, and it paid off.
It really did. Everything. The design of this game, like you said, the 50 deco.
Art Deco.
Yeah, it's just everything about it is really nice looking to me. The game holds up even to this day. Playing this on the PlayStation 3, it still looks good because they picked style over, like, graphics.
Yeah.
Like, they really went hard with the style, and that's really saved this game. And it holds up, or I guess it's aged like fine wine, just like Friday. So
yeah, just like Friday. Well, it's interesting because you can do, like, push the just try and go like as realistic graphics as you can do on the console, and sometimes it works. Like Final Fantasy did that.
Yeah,
and but again, they had the budget and time and team to do that. If you don't, you got to go stylistic. I mean, now you can kind of think that way. I guess this was the generation to do that because the graphics were really good, but if you fell short, you fell short hard as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of that actually is one I do want to play at some point. I have not played the remake of Final Fantasy VII. I think that would be fun to do at some point, though.
Would we do Crisis Core first, since it's the prequel?
Yeah, we could do something like that. That'd be cool. I'd also like to play Chrono Trigger, stuff like that. I mean, just like, this is talking maybe years down the line, depending.
Long ass JRPGs.
Dude, they're great games though. Chrono Cross would be fun to do too. But yeah, all those games would be fantastic.
Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, I started playing the Final Fantasy remake, and then I realized I don't have the attention span for a long-winded JRPG.
Yeah.
It's just, it's too much. Especially, I mean, because I played Final Fantasy VII when I was 8 years old. I remember getting to the end of the game, and I couldn't kill Jenova, because it's Jenova into Sephiroth, and I couldn't even beat Jenova, because she has like nine forms or whatever. It's crazy long. Like, the fight is 4 hours long or something insane.
Yeah.
I remember having to use a Game Shark to beat the game, and the fight's incredibly long with every attack doing max 99999 damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
It's kind of
I played Crisis Core on PSP, and that's what's interesting is when the remake came out for Final Fantasy VII, I bought it and I played it, and I went, "Oh, it's just Crisis Core," because they took the exact same combat system from the PSP game Crisis Core, the prequel, and put it in the mainline Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
But like Final Fantasy IX, it's my favorite. Well, that's not true. Final Fantasy Tactics is my favorite Final Fantasy, but of the traditional numbered Final Fantasies, 9 is my favorite.
I think I'm gonna say 10, because 10, I remember watching my buddy play it like when I was a kid, and it was one of the first times a game ever broke my heart.
Oh.
Yeah, because of the ending.
I hated 10, and it's Josh's fault.
Oh, really?
Because they were playing that game constantly, and they were always playing Blitzball.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate Blitzball.
You're like, fucking Blitzball, why?
Yeah, dude. Just every time I was at their house, it's just Blitzball, Blitzball. I'm like, dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I actually don't like 10, but it's just because I hate Blitzball, which is incredibly optional. Like, you don't need to do that shit.
You don't. It's really just for, like, I think extra stuff if you like.
It's like the card game.
Yeah.
Like, 9 had a card game, and which I remember at some point in my life being really good at it, and then replaying it. It's funny, on my PS3 I own Final Fantasy 9, and on my PS4 I own Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
It's when I hooked up this PS3 to the internet and logged into my PSN account, and I'm like seeing all the stuff I bought, and yeah, one of them's not. But yeah, now I don't get it, like, at all. This feels like a game. I know they've HD remastered it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a game they could remake just to make it 100 times scarier.
You think it could be made into a more horror game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, these are pitch black corridors with like the lights flickering on and you seeing stuff and then disappearing.
Yeah, I could see them doing something like that. If they were to remake it, maybe do more of a reimagining. Apparently I've seen talks of a Bioshock 4 possibly being made. So I'm wondering what that would actually entail.
Take Bioshock and turn it into PT.
Yeah, I mean, because they kind of did that with Infinite. Infinite is all about like infinite reality kind of thing going on. Because I think one of the major things of Infinite was like there's always a lighthouse. There's something like that. There's always a man, and there's always a man finding the lighthouse.
Oh, so it's a time loop?
Yeah, kind of something like that. But
temporal trap.
So the fun thing about this, if you didn't see me, I hacked this. So they'll run. Yeah. They try to heal themselves.
And it kills them.
And it fucking kills them. So you always want to hack those things. And then if you break them, it drops a health pack for you. Oh. So there's always ways to get more health packs and shit. So I might, to be honest, replaying this, I might have been okay on Survivor, but I just didn't want, it's like, because I already feel like I'm always low on ammo and shit.
You didn't want a repeat of RE0?
Yeah, I didn't really want to repeat. I feel like playing on hard is still good, though. Still a challenge, but I feel like I'm actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, I forgot you were even playing on hard.
Yeah, exactly. I play this game. I've played this game a lot.
When we played Downpour, I feel like Downpour's creature design was kind of ripped off from this, which is funny because this creature design feels inspired by Silent Hill, but then it feels like later Silent Hills were inspired by this.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, this game, this is one of those games that definitely was a cultural icon, I feel, because it just, it sparked a lot of people's imagination, I think.
When you think of the PS, it's funny because it's an Xbox game, but when you think, I remember seeing like Big Daddies and stuff on like PlayStation, like adverts.
Yep. Well, that's when they were I remember, what was it? I think I remember when they were first advertising this coming to PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Because they were making a big deal out of it. Because it was originally a exclusive for the Xbox.
Back when exclusives meant something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, this is really one of those things that I just...
Hey, at least you're good at it. You're quick.
Yep. And then usually, because you get auto hacks as well, but I always save those for safes because they're always the most difficult things to hack.
Yeah, I noticed earlier where you had the little broken pipes and the bombs in there.
Most
Didn't you just spend money? Why do you have to hack?
Because it's like a habit.
No, I know. Oh, I didn't know that there was an option to
No,
not
it's
hack
like I don't have to hack any of these machines because technically you just hack one. There's literally another machine right upstairs, but this will get handed the achievement. So
hey, take it.
And then certain vending machines will have different MO and other various things. So not every vending machine has the same stuff.
Okay. That clown.
Steinman, I know medical pavilion is your matter, but you might want to cogitate on this. Ocean water is colder than a witch's tent. You don't heat the pipes.
These voice actors are good.
Yeah.
Pipes freeze, pipes
Oh,
burst.
fuck back here, dude.
Rapture leaks.
Hold on.
Now, I realise you're pushed with the geezer, and frankly, I don't give a toss if you piss or go fishing. But once Rapture starts leaking, the old girl's never gonna stop. And then I'll be sure to tell Ryan he's got you a thank.
Yeah, the voice acting, that's really what sells those tapes, though, is the voice actors are really doing a good job.
Yeah, audiobooks are the same way. Whenever I talk to people about audiobooks, it really comes down to whoever's reading it. Because if they're not good voice actors, it sucks.
Yeah.
I heard that Stephen King is like the one author you don't want to be reading
His own book?
the audiobook. Apparently he's not very good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, Josh tries to get me into because he's really into the audiobooks right now, and he says like, there's like the Lord of the Rings one where the guy will fucking actually go into kind of different voices for each character and stuff.
I thought about having an audiobook playing while I'm reading the actual book in an attempt to try and speed my reading up.
Oh, yeah?
I thought about that as like a weird hack. But my problem is I'm the same way with podcasts. I have to watch them. If it is an audio only podcast, it's hard for me to get into it. There's a couple that we save for long car rides.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm not watching it, I can't pay attention. It's in one ear and out the other. Because I've been wanting to pay Dan Carlin because I wanted to listen to Supernova in the East.
Yeah.
Because I listened to Blueprints for Armageddon. Geez, like back in 2014, back when Hardcore History was free. And I've wanted to listen to the rest of his World War II stuff because I'm a man in my 30s and getting into World War II history is kind of in the cards
It
for
just
us.
happens, yeah. It
You
just
either
happens.
really get into fixing cars or you get really into World War II history. And I've consumed everything that's really good and free, but Dan Carlin's like the best, so I've kind of wanted to buy Supernova in the East. But that's my problem. I'm like, I don't want to pay for it and then not be able to pay attention to it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. What was that joke? Fuck, I need to remember not to hit the I keep wanting to hit circle to duck, but circle is heal, so I gotta make sure not to do that. But it's Shane Gillis's thing where it's just like eventually it's like you slowly turn into a Republican. It's like because you like World War II history and shit. I don't know, that joke was pretty fucking funny.
Dude, yeah. His comedy is very funny. But no, because with it's just like, why is World War II so interesting? I'm like, well, first of all, the people that were evil were legitimately evil. It wasn't just like an opinion, a difference of opinion. It was legit evil.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole world. It's like the last time the whole world was at war.
Yeah.
And how we got there is crazy too. Like if you the
whole build up to it, everything.
What started it was I went, why are the Nazis in North Africa?
Yeah.
Like it didn't make any sense to me. So then I deep dived into that, and then you realize that Japan was at war with China and just fucking China up for like years before the rest of the world broke to war, and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, what was that all about? And then
Yeah.
they're like, racism, actually. And you're like, really? Them too? And so that's incredible. It's just because you always hear about, like, you know, the European side, and then, of course, our side in the Pacific. But
Yeah.
there's so much more going on there. Like, during, like, the whole world, there's so much other stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just deep dive into that. There's a great YouTube channel literally just called World War II. And I got deep into their series, which is called Between Two Wars, which is what they talk about the events between World War I and World War II and how it all led into World War II. And it covers that whole 10-year span.
Yep.
And it's very, very good. I recommend it. And then when they do World War II, they go week by week. So every episode is like the first week of January.
So you actually get the build up of how everything kind of corresponded with each other.
Yeah, there is some parts though where, you know, there's not a whole lot going on. So, but they do still cover it. But then when there is a lot going on, it's still just as brief. So you kind of wish they deep dived into more specific stuff. But
yeah.
every week gets an equal part, like equal focus. So it's good, and it covers, and they have a whole side series on that because they talk about the military side, and they have another series which is just the civilian side. So they go through the whole wartime period from a civilian's point of view.
Yeah.
So like in different parts of the world. So they do it very, very in depth. They do a lot of work. They deserve the YouTube channel, just World War II, how much work they go into it. Because they partner with a bunch of other historians and people who do World War II history. It's not just them. They partner with everybody who covers that stuff. Very, very thorough.
Yeah, I'm the same way. As I've gotten older, I've liked to listen to more Dan Carlin and shit like that, just to kind of get a different perspective on the world. I like when he goes into ancient history, though, like during like the age of the Mongolians and stuff like that.
Wrath of the Khans was his big one.
Because that stuff to me is always really interesting, because it's just, you know, it's just it's almost like a fantasy realm with how different their lives were back then.
Yeah, I listened to his series on Martin Luther, which was very, very good. But it's just, I don't know, I heard there's a quote, and I can't remember who said it, but it's world history is military history.
Yeah.
Or military history is world history. Which these days you're like, fuck that. A military industrial complex can fuck off with that shit.
Yeah.
But for all of the ancient world, like, that's true. Napoleonic history is very, very interesting too. I'll deep dive into that at some point in my life for sure.
Yeah. It's just,
It ain't
just
all
a different
Socrates,
world at
brother.
that point, man.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
trying to imagine, like, having to live where you only got news, like, from other parts of the world, maybe, like, once every couple of years. Maybe you'd hear something new about what's going on the other side of the country, but really you just dealt with the daily life of the people around you. So I've tried to start playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again, just because that game, it's just like I've been feeling like playing like an old Western game like that, and that game is just so well made. It's
Red Dead?
Yeah, man.
Never played it.
It's crazy how well. It's like, I feel like it's almost going to be Rockstar's last great. I feel like it's their magnum opus almost. Like, I don't think they'll make a game as good as that game. I just don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be anywhere near the storytelling that game was, but we'll see.
I don't know. With Grand Theft Auto, I mean, they're good or whatever. It was just never my thing. I only ever did the thing where you just sit there and kill people until you get bored.
Yeah.
But people who play the main storylines say they're really good. Because to me, I'm like, I don't know. It just feels like more of the same. Red Dead was cool because it's a cowboy simulator.
Yeah, well, they put so much love and craft into that game. It's
I only ever
nuts.
played Undead Nightmare.
Oh,
Red Dead
you played
Redemption's Undead.
Yeah.
I had that as its standalone thing and then just played.
I was really hoping when they first came out with Red Dead Redemption 2, I was really hoping they were going to come out with a DLC that was just that again.
Oh, Undead Nightmare?
Yeah, I was really hoping they were going to do that. Or they just made it the entire first game in the new engine. I would, like they did with The Last of Us. So they just took the first game and they remade it in the second engine that they made for the second game. is what I was really hoping they would do, but unfortunately we never got that. And then Rockstar just loves to focus on the money-making machine that is the online for GTA 5.
Oh, that's all. I mean, I can't slight them for that.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about that at my brother's yesterday, like the game store thing, because he was pulling up Magic Arena. And I'm like, God damn it, stupid Epic Game Store. And then you said, like, they're losing money if they don't do that.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's just like, you can have arguments. It's like, oh, you have all these new launchers. But it's just like, dude, Steam takes 30% of your money. And that's a lot of fucking money.
Back in my day, we bought the game box at Walmart.
Yep, exactly.
And it came with the discs.
Oh, shit, man. No, it's just, and it's getting scary to buy like just virtual medium nowadays because they can just change stuff on a whim.
Yeah.
And, like they could get a bug up their butt and they could just fucking, like they did it with the creators of Skullgirls, which is a beautiful 2D fighting game. And for some reason, the developers got a bug up their butt, and they wanted to go back and they censored characters and things like that because like one character was like slightly like they were like inspired by Nazis, like the way Nazis looked, and they had like the armbands and stuff on them. And they went back and for some reason they censored the game and got rid of the armbands and shit. It's like everybody already knew what the characters were supposed to be.
Yeah.
But why are you going back and censoring this shit?
Were
It's
you
just
making
like,
them look like the hero?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
No, were they doing Nazi shit?
No,
Well, then
they were just that's the way they looked. It's just like I get it. It's just
they
like
shopped at Hugo Boss.
yeah, man, it's just so weird. It sucks.
Yeah. Let it exist how it existed. Come on, guys.
Exactly. Just be like Warner Brothers. They're like they have their stuff and they're like, yeah, we know what it was back then, and we're not gonna censor it now just because the shit's changed. It's like that's why old Bugs Bunny cartoons will still have like, you know, fucking Bugs Bunny wearing blackface or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, because to take it away is to pretend it didn't happen, which is ultimately more offensive, I think.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Like, we don't agree with this now, obviously, but it did happen. And you should know that it happened and that it wasn't good. We don't condone it.
Yep. It's just
But
that's
this
how
shit
life
happened,
That's
man.
how life is, man. That.
But you know what else happened? Rapture.
Rapture. Oh yeah, that's right. We're playing Bioshock.
Who up Bio and they shock right now?
Oh shit.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yep. There, now we got some
else.
telekinesis.
Yeah, now we can throw shit.
Actually, it is very fun because you have those guys who have chuck bombs at you. Now
And
you
you can
just
catch them and throw them back.
Yep, exactly. They do give you this to test it, but it's just a fucking waste of your atom.
Oh.
Like I
You
could
already
do
know
this.
how it works, though. So we don't need to
Exactly.
test it.
Okay.
I was hoping it was going to hit you in the
I was
face.
wondering if it hurts. No, okay, it doesn't even hit me.
Problem with reaction time.
You pull if there's a baseball bat and you can
Oh
just
yeah,
hit them
this.
back.
Boom.
Get wrecked.
They do
nerd.
that. They put that there just for you to do that. I love it. That's good game design.
Hell yeah, brother.
Feel the power surge through your veins. All right.
Yeah, give you a new tool, give you a reason to immediately use it. Otherwise, you'll forget about it.
Exactly. That is how you do that. Is like you gotta make it so people. It's like you give it to them, make them use it a couple times so they know, and then you kind of change it up as it gets later in the game of when to use it and how to use it.
Dude, that was Hannah playing Callisto Protocol. She forgot she had the telekinesis in that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, use it. She's like, oh, I forgot how.
Oh shit. Yep.
I'm like, what? It's so broken? I'm like, just throw them into the spikes in the wall. Throw them off this railing. What are you doing fighting these people? you got the easy mode talent. There goes Ben playing Minesweeper.
Yeah, exactly. As you get in, you slowly start to get these resistor ones that slow the stuff down. It's like, if you're quick enough, you usually don't need any of that. I think it's
so
just...
if it like reaches a dead end, like you lose?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
You
okay, I
have
didn't
to
know
make
that.
sure that it makes it to the other side. Like, yeah, so the liquid, depending on what you do, so like the safes, the reason they're harder is because it gives you a smaller space to work with and less pipes to work with. So you have to, so it really forces you to like make
Be
sure
quick.
Yep, exactly.
Not only is it more difficult, it's you have less time.
Exactly. course, wasn't there before.
Oh, did you ever watch that Silent Hill Ascension trailer I sent you?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh man, you gotta watch that. It's really good.
No,
I'm actually kind of excited for it. I think it'll be fun.
After this, we'll watch it.
Yeah, it looks dope. And then when is Tokyo Game Show? Because I think they're gonna.
They just did the Microsoft Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, because there's Konami. They think are going to show actual gameplay footage from Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh yep. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but it's like you can walk up to this, it gasses you. You turn around, the guy's just standing there. But fuck him.
Get clubbed, nerd.
Get clubbed. I actually love a game that kind of lets you interact with the court, like I guess morbidly, but yeah, for some reason I always enjoyed that.
Then
makes it feel like they're really there. Like if you could just like walk, like if you couldn't interact with them anymore, I always thought that was kind of immersion breaking.
Sometimes I pity the little freak. Such a tiny imagination. Content to sit there with the tanks of Adam tweaking and optimizing.
Oh.
I need to create.
Can't see.
I can. I'm stood up in here.
Bang, 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 bang.
I love how it's like you shoot as fast as you pull the fucking trigger with that. Auto hack.
Who can truthfully say what for every share is there? Love is happiness, I've had happiness, but it ended one day.
Yeah, Hannah was texting me.
I look at life.
I'm not going to go into the details publicly, but she was telling a friend about some shitty shit that another friend did. And she messaged me and she's like, yeah, they're kind of defending the friend who did the shitty thing right now, and it's pissing me off. And I'm like, oh, they're brain broken.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they're defending them in any sort of way, I was like, then they can fuck off.
In the
too.
situation too, I agree. Yeah, they're brain broken.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
Yeah.
I don't care what you're going through. And this scenario, dear listener, that you don't know the details of, just know that I'm right.
Yeah.
And it's not defensible.
It's really not. It's one of those things where it's honestly just pure evil.
Yeah, Hannah's just like, I'm getting pissed off. I'm like, I don't even know how you're still there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, we're done here.
Yeah.
Really? We're done here.
Yeah. It's just something that's like, there's some
Anyway,
things...
I gotta go feed my dad. I gotta go.
I get it, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, I like to be a guy who's not fully judging somebody on stuff. It's like, you know, try to see it from multiple sides.
Human beings are complicated.
Yeah, exactly. We're complicated things, and they're, you know, but this is just one of those situations where it's like you're clearly just being the worst possible version of yourself.
Yep. Hey, man, I hope the best for you, but that doesn't mean I gotta be around here for it.
Yep.
Oh. Dynamite! It's funny, my older brother was arguing with my mom. My older brother finally moved back to this side of the state. And immediately he's arguing with my mother. Like, they start a group chat and pull us all into it. And immediately when they did, I went, oh, I'm about to leave this fucking group chat. No fucking shot.
Everybody's getting involved in this.
No, it's just my older brother arguing with my mom. And my mom is wrong. And he's, like, arguing with her. And I'm like, why are you arguing with her? She's crazy. Like, what the fuck do you think you're going to accomplish here? You're talking to a wall. This is stupid. And so it just became this big argument in there. And then finally, I'm talking to my older brother privately, and I'm like, dude, you are wasting your breath and my eyes. I'm getting notified every time you fucking dipshits go back and forth. Not him, but I'm just like, every time you go back and forth, I'm getting notified. It's annoying me. Stop having this conversation. You should know better.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not worth arguing with our mother. And so then he goes in there and he's like, okay, I'm not having this argument anymore. A wise man told me that it's just not worth the time. This is what it is. And I'm like, dude, my mom's, if she's listening to this, stop. What are you doing? I love you, but come on.
I doubt your mom's listening.
You are
to
difficult, and it is not worth having an argument.
If my mom's listening to this, I love you.
Yes, love Ben's mom. I love my mom too, but I know what it is. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, it's parents, man. It's just sometimes you get along with them, sometimes you don't.
We get along fine. That's because I don't make her problems my problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your problems are exactly that. Your problems.
Yeah.
I'm not having this. I'm not getting invested in that. But Danny's just getting sucked into this. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You are 40 years old. You know better.
Yeah. Take a step back.
What are we doing here?
Just remember that this is how it's always been.
I'll tell you the details of this one. The fair was here, but it was on a Monday, and he was like, "Okay, we can go, but it has to be after school. My kids have school, and they just moved, and so his kids have missed 3 weeks of school because they moved like school district.
Oh yeah.
They had to re-enroll." And she was like, "Well, just have him miss the day." And it's like, he's already missed 3 weeks. Like, we're not gonna have him miss another day. He's already behind. And she's like, "Oh, well, that doesn't matter." And then he's like, "Yeah, it does matter."
It's like, what are you talking
It
about?
wouldn't have mattered if he was here for the 3 weeks, like missing a day to go to the fair is whatever.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Well, it's inconvenient for me to like go after, 4 o'clock on a Monday. It's gonna be crazy at the fair." Well, and he's like, "Well, school's more fucking important. Like, who cares? Like, we can be slightly inconvenienced. Like, it's what you're going to a fair.
You're
It's going to
retired.
be yeah, she doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
It's like, we can be inconvenienced and just wait a little bit longer for things. You're deciding to go to the fair.
Yeah.
There's going to be people there."
Oh man.
And she was like, "Well, I'm not going unless it's before then," and arguing with him that his kids should miss school to be more convenient for her, even though she's got nothing going on.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting there arguing with her, and I'm like, "You're arguing with a brick wall. Quit wasting your breath." I was like, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want people to think that I'm being an asshole here." And I'm like, literally nobody thinks that.
Yeah.
We're all watching this talking about Mom's the asshole here, but you're kind of an asshole for continuing this argument. Like, yes, your children should go to school. What the fuck?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to defend that.
Yeah. And so then it ended with like, he's just like, "You can be in their life, but I'm not going to sacrifice my kids' education to have it be slightly more convenient for you."
And especially, it's like, how is it? I mean, don't you want to have? I don't know. It's just it's funny. Your mom's a funny person.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah. I'm being nice.
You're being very kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout off in the comments if your mom's fucking crazy and difficult too. I love her in a way that's convenient for me. and that is the correct move.
Yeah.
It's better than harboring resentment.
Oh yeah, because there's no.
I always describe it the same way. And if you watch The Sopranos, you'll get this. If you haven't, watch The Sopranos.
Go now.
Because every time somebody's mad at my mom, I go, "Listen, it's like when Junior Soprano shot Tony, and then Tony hates Junior Soprano. But Junior only shot Tony because he went senile.
Yeah.
And so Tony's mad at Junior Soprano, but Junior Soprano doesn't exist anymore. It's just a scared old man."
Oh jeez.
So anytime somebody's mad at my mom, I'm like, "You're mad at Junior Soprano right now." But Junior Soprano's doesn't exist. It's just a scared old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're mad at somebody who cannot comprehend the reason for why you're mad. And my wife has seen The Sopranos, and she goes, "You're right. I'm annoyed that you're describing it that way, but you are correct."
Oh shit. It's just like, why do you have to be so right?
I'm like, because you want to be mad at this person, you want to hold them accountable, but you're mad at somebody that you can't really be mad at. You need to understand the situation you're in.
Yeah.
Is what they're doing shitty? Yes, but you can't be mad at them because they're not conscious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of...
So leave a comment down below if you get what I'm saying.
That's the mature grown-up in you, Chris.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
it's
that
also
is.
the path of least resistance because you get to let go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always think there's that thing. I was like, it's like really holding resentment. It's just you're hurting yourself just as much as because it's like holding on to that anger doesn't do you any good.
No, it's the age-old saying: hatred is drinking poison and hoping it kills the other person.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Definitely fuck that.
I only want to drink delicious Sage Mode G Fuel.
Exactly. And
If
I
it
just
doesn't have an anime character on the can, it ain't good.
and I just want to drink my delicious Full Throttle with the big thunderous eagle holding a shield on it.
I like Full Throttle. I just don't drink drinks that have sugar in it anymore.
I'm a sugar addict, so I can't fully kick the stuff. I've definitely stopped eating as much, but I still have my vices.
You at home, do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. But I found that the artificial sweeteners are just as good. So I'm like, why drink calories when I don't have to? And with that, we'll wrap this episode up.
All right. Well, I guess I'll...
Do you want to do this hack and then we'll end it after the hack?
I'll hack it real quick.
You don't want to open the new... Okay, so we're going to hack this. And while he's hacking, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, well.
Leave a comment down below if you also have ghetto ridiculous family problems. And even if you don't, comment and go, I've never seen The Sopranos. I can't relate to what you're saying at all.
You sound insane. I hate you.
You're the problem here. I only harbor resentment. I love resenting people.
Yep, well.
If it ain't petty, it ain't me.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
With that,
thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
bye.
Bye.